WikiLeaks' Julian Assange says he pleaded guilty to journalism in order to be freed. Weight Watchers CEO suddenly quits after push to embrace weight loss drugs like Ozempic, Wegovy. Venezuela's President Nicolás Maduro declares WikiLeaks' Julian Assange says he pleaded guilty to journalism in order to be freed. Weight Watchers CEO suddenly quits after push to embrace weight loss drugs like Ozempic, Wegovy. Venezuela's President Nicolás Maduro declares Christmas to begin in October.
In Chile's desert, racers wreak havoc on ancient art. Study of slap fighting reveals signs of brain injury in 78% of participants. Europe's space agency will destroy a brand new satellite in 2027, just to see what happens. Scammers promising romantic relationship with Brad Pitt con 2 women out of €325,000. Sweden says Iran was behind thousands of text messages to Swedes calling for revenge over 2023 Quran burnings. In the U.S., Secret Service uniformed officer accidentally shoots himself while on duty.
FDA approves first new class of schizophrenia treatment in more than 30 years. Long-term exercisers have healthier belly fat. Trump campaign says it backs universal IVF access, potentially opening the door for gay couples.
Lack of recognition for same-sex unions in Poland violates human rights, rules European Court. Russia and U.S. religious conservatives see common foe in Africa, the gay rights. Malaysian police rescue 187 more children as sex abuse probe of Islamic group deepens.
FFmpeg 7.1 released with VVC decoder promoted to stable. Vulkan H.264 and H.265 encode. Udemy gave instructors just 3 weeks to opt out of AI training. Liquid announces the first series of Liquid Foundation models, LFMs, a new generation of generative AI models that achieve state-of-the-art performance at every scale, while maintaining a smaller memory footprint and more efficient inference, focusing on different modalities and hardware requirements.
Raspberry Pi's AI camera on sale now at $70, with 12-megapixel Sony IMX500 intelligent vision sensor. China urges local companies to stay away from Nvidia's chips, and Reuters reports that ByteDance plans new AI model trained with Huawei chips, sources say. SoftBank rises on possible $500 million investment in OpenAI. Bloomberg reports that ARM is rebuffed by Intel after inquiring about buying product unit. Fidelity has cut its estimate of excess value by 79% since Musk's purchase. Malaysia plans national cloud policy, AI regulations, as at Google data center launch. Anwar says Malaysia to have national cloud policy.
OpenAI announces on the October 1st Dev Day, real-time API to build fast speech-to-speech experiences into their applications. Vision fine-tuning to fine-tune GPT-4o with images and text to improve vision capabilities, prompt caching to get automatic discounts on inputs that the model has recently seen, and distillation to fine-tune a cost-efficient model with the outputs of a large frontier model. Gemini Nano is now available on Android via experimental access. Microsoft delivers new Copilot Plus AI PC features with Windows 11's 2024 update.
Pollen allergies drove woolly mammoths to extinction. Study claims Bronze Age Chinese cheese found next to mummies is world's most ancient at 3,600 years old. A new study has linked traffic noise and pollution to infertility, but the effects differed for men and women. Physicists find evidence of negative time in photons. At CERN, the Na-62 experiment observes the very first ultra-rare particle decay of kaon. Researchers build a fully edible transistor using tooth whitening pigments found in toothpaste.
All planetary boundaries mapped out for the first time, 6 of 9 crossed. Discovery of 3,775 years old preserved log supports wood vaulting as a climate solution, as ancient buried log offers evidence of biomass vaults as cheap way to store climate-warming carbon. Astronomers spot a possible future Earth, 8 billion years into its future. Dogs' brains sync with ours when we gaze into their eyes. Study finds mathematicians discover new universal class of shapes to explain complex biological forms. Photosynthetic light requirement near the theoretical minimum detected in Arctic microalgae.
Tablet use by young children is linked with more outbursts of anger and frustration. As children handed tablets early in life are angrier later on, research finds. Childhood ADHD and subthreshold symptoms are associated with cognitive functioning at age 40. Announced in a cohort study on perinatal birth risks, cryptocurrency trading causes lower quality of life and higher stress.
Higher burden of comorbidity linked to worse clinical outcomes in multiple sclerosis. Research identifies nearly 200 potential breast carcinogens in food packaging materials. New progenitor cell type discovered may aid in tissue repair and generation.
Octopuses recorded hunting with fish and punching those that don't cooperate. Blind cavefish grow bizarre taste buds on their face as they age. Observations confirm that early universe quasar neighborhoods are densely populated with companion galaxies.
Hundreds of mysterious Nazca glyphs have just been revealed. European immigrants introduced farming to prehistoric North Africa, new research shows. Enigmatic archaeological site in Madagascar may have been built by people with Zoroastrian origins, research suggests. Studies confirm potential indicators of life on other planets can be created in a lab. Microgravity decreases heart rate and arterial pressure in humans. Sources of water and hydroxyl are widespread on the Moon, new analysis of maps finds.
Quantum entanglement observed at Large Hadron Collider in historic breakthrough. Black hole blasts largest jet ever seen, at 23 million light-years long. As astronomers discover biggest ever seen black hole jets, which blast hot plasma well beyond their own host galaxy. DeepMind and BioNTech build AI lab assistants for scientific research. Oracle to invest $6.5 billion in AI and cloud infrastructure in Malaysia. Meta says it will expand production of mixed reality headsets in Vietnam.
Gmail rolling out Gemini-powered contextual smart replies. Google's Notebook LM can now transform YouTube videos into study guides. Google DeepMind opens up Alpha Chip, letting researchers train AI on custom chip designs.
AI startups generate money faster than past hype tech companies. AI startup Hugging Face reaches 1 million downloadable AI models. Palantir and Dell set to join S&P 500. Consultant fined $6 million for using AI to fake Biden's voice in robocalls. Mark Zuckerberg says creators and publishers overestimate the value of their work for training AI. Google reportedly spent $2.7 billion to rehire Character.ai founder.
London's historic Evening Standard newspaper plans to revive acerbic art critic Brian Sewell in AI form as it stops daily presses and fires journalists. Avatar director James Cameron joins Stability AI board of directors, says he wants to incorporate AI into VFX industry. Over 100 companies sign EU AI Pact pledges to drive trustworthy and safe AI development. Mark Zuckerberg says Europe needs more consistent AI regulation, and even his privacy nemesis agrees.
Meta unveils Orion AR glasses with cheaper Quest headset and AI upgrades. Google Photos rolling out video editor redesign with AI presets. AI-generated malware found in the wild. Researchers develop AI that can beat CAPTCHA tests 100% of the time.
Microsoft's new AI tool wants to find and fix AI-generated text that's factually wrong. As Microsoft claims its new tool can correct AI hallucinations, but experts advise caution. Weekly London Standard launches with AI of Keir Starmer front page. Hacker plants false memories in ChatGPT to steal user data in perpetuity.
Cloudflare launched a brand new easy button to block all AI bots. Apple Intelligence will take up an extra 4 gigabytes of iPhone storage. Snapchat taps Google's Gemini to power its chatbot's generative AI features.
Constellation CEO says U.S. should copy China to meet AI power use. AI will be more intelligent than humans in a few thousand days, says OpenAI CEO. India to get first national security semiconductor fabrication plant as part of collaboration with U.S.
China unveils lunar spacesuit for crewed moon mission. NASA's Webb telescope discovers early galaxy with odd light signature. Iran launches new research satellite Shamran-1 into orbit.
Google wins lawsuit against scammers who weaponize DMCA takedowns. Reddit policy changes make site-wide protests nearly impossible. Verizon says network issues are resolved after a wave of outage reports. Microsoft discontinues HoloLens 2, support to end in 2027 with no successor in sight. Microsoft brings AI-powered overviews to Bing, and Microsoft starts paying publishers for content surfaced by Copilot. Animated Robin origin story dynamic duo set at DC Studios, featuring Dick Grayson and Jason Todd.
Valve's new multiplayer game Deadlock lets you turn cheaters into a frog. You can finally play as Princess Zelda in the Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom game. Nintendo to go in different direction to current AI trends, says Miyamoto.
Google restricts creation of new accounts in Russia, news agencies report. Irish Data Protection Commission fines Meta, Ireland, €91 million as it stored certain passwords of social media users in plain text. Trump calls for prosecution of Google over search results, he says favor Harris.
It has been commented as AI spatial computing to be the main selling point for new M5-powered Vision Pro, new Apple suppliers like Huawei and Focus. China, South Korea, Taiwan to spend most on chip equipment 2025 through 2027, industry body says.
Discord opens activities, in-app games and features, to all developers, and Discord reportedly reduced web traffic by adopting standard and passive sessions v2. Tor project and Tails OS have merged. Millions of Kia vehicles were vulnerable to remote attacks with just a license plate number.
Google complains to EU over Microsoft Cloud practices. OpenAI training data to be inspected in authors' copyright cases. Blackstone confirms $13 billion investment in Britain for AI data center.
Winamp releases source code, asks for help modernizing the player. Mozilla accused of tracking users in Firefox without consent. Meta's Llama 3.2 launches with vision to rival OpenAI, Anthropic.
Mark Zuckerberg says there's no causal connection between social media and teen mental health. X releases its first transparency report since Elon Musk's takeover, and reportedly, Musk decries government censorship. His X has been more compliant. Study claims, bigger AI chatbots more inclined to spew nonsense. Rockstar Games dedouced heavily by players protesting new anti-cheat code. Sonic Central Stream announced offering sneak peek of Sonic in 2025. Valve reportedly working on ARM64 Proton compatibility layer for Linux gaming.
Google TV and Android TV OS see dramatic growth to 270 million devices, up 80% since 2023. Logitech has created a Stream Deck for Photoshop and Premiere Pro, as Logitech MX Creative Console is an Adobe-centric Loop Deck successor. Windows 11 is getting handoff feature that lets you resume work from phones to PCs, even from iPhones. Scientists reveal the type of virtual backgrounds associated with Zoom fatigue. TikTok expands subscription feature to include non-live creators. Huawei announces 10,000 apps support Harmony OS next, after blocking Android apps. Discord announces its own audio and video end-to-end encryption, DAVE protocol. In Germany, coalition government wants random identity checks and searches almost everywhere. Japanese company develops glass antenna that turns Windows into 5G base stations.
New PondRAT malware. Hidden in Python packages target software developers. Chinese hackers exploit geo-server flaw to target APAC nations with Eagle Door malware. Critical flaw in microchip ASF exposes IoT devices to remote code execution risk.
Apple's former design maestro Johnny Ive confirms he's joined forces with OpenAI's Sam Altman for a new AI hardware project. X is reportedly now complying with orders from Brazil's Supreme Court. Chip giants TSMC and Samsung discuss building Middle Eastern megafactories.
UK risks falling behind in AI race if it does not invest in more data centers, says Google. Reuters reports that US to propose ban on Chinese software, hardware in connected vehicles. Hyundai electric vehicles to add North American charging standard.
Perplexity partners with Nike, Marriott on AI ads to challenge Google. Axios reports that half of U.S. states seek to crack down on AI in elections. Governor Newsom signs landmark bill to protect kids from social media addiction. Bans companies from sending notifications to users identified as minors between midnight and 6 a.m. or during the school day, from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. unless parents give the okay.
Christie's inaugural evening sale at new APAC headquarters amasses $133 million, with Van Gogh and Monet setting Asian records. A long-lost painting from Botticelli's studio is rediscovered in a French church. Marvel and DC lose trademark for superhero.
Chris Christopherson, country music legend and A Star is Born leading man, dies at 88. The Onion is pivoting to video, with a former MSNBC anchor. Sean Diddy Combs accused of sexually abusing 9-year-old boy as 120 people allege abuse, and Sean Diddy Combs accused of sexual assault by more than 50 victims, represented by Texas law firm.
Lionsgate offers voluntary severance early retirement program. Fox Nation to debut faith-based shows under Fox Faith brand. DC Studios developing movie involving Bane and Deathstroke from writer Matthew Orton. Apple TV Plus unveils first look at new psychological thriller, Before, starring and executive produced by Billy Crystal, premiering globally Friday, October 25th. Lord of the Rings, War of the Rohirrim, an anime prequel with war elephants, great eagles and Brian Cox, gets poster visual completed. The Lord of the Rings, Battle of Rohan, will be released on December 27th. Pink Floyd agrees deal to sell music rights to Sony for $400 million. Snapchat failed to properly warn against sextortion schemes targeting underage users, claimed in the lawsuit. Pinterest rolls out Gen AI tools for product imagery to advertisers. Ireland introduces 40% tax incentive for lower to mid-range budget films, which led by Irish creative talent. Paul Smith launches new art exhibition space in Albemarle Street. At box office, Megalopolis bombs with D+ cinema score. Wild Robot soaring to number 1. Former Kia NBA MVP Derrick Rose announces retirement after 16 years. Apple rolls back its big plans to release movies in theaters. Starlink hits 4 million subscribers. Amazon tops internal $1.8 billion upfront ad goal in first year of Prime Video push.
Parents will have to set aside some earnings for child influencers under new California laws. Songs by Adele, Bob Dylan, Green Day, many more blocked by YouTube in legal dispute. Amazon in talks with Brian Williams to host election night special. Churchill's Monet restored after many years of cigar smoke and goes on show in court-hauled blockbuster. Joaquin Phoenix sparks Hollywood outrage after dropping out of movie last minute. Producers discuss lawsuit. Recently, James McAvoy claims Joaquin Phoenix dropped out of Thriller Split 2 weeks before filming. Disney officially launches password sharing crackdown with page sharing program.
Russia's global chess ban upheld. Move hailed as a victory for Ukraine by FIDE. Vince McMahon slams Netflix doc Mr. McMahon as deceptive. A lot has been misrepresented to leave viewers intentionally confused. In Brazil, athletes involved in betting will lose government grants.
Broadway theaters to dim lights in memory of James Earl Jones. The Cure announced first new song in 16 years, Alone. Checkman arrested for deliberately smashing Ai Weiwei sculpture at Italy art show opening.
Previously unknown Mozart music unearthed in German library. Reportedly, online poker is full of bots, allegedly used by the poker rooms themselves. As Bloomberg reports, the Russian bot army conquered online poker. Netflix co-CEO Greg Peters says, the streamer wants Netflixify the NFL, never say never to other sports rights. A team from the IBM CP has developed a technique that multiplies the beta-carotene content in plant leaves, as super golden lettuce richer in vitamin A. In the US reportedly, government scientists faked images published in Alzheimer's research papers.